welcome back to my channel. It's Mo, and I'm back with a story time for you. Today I'm going to be talking about my car accident, my tragic car accident. A lot of you know that I was in a car accident a few years ago, but no one really knows the specifics and the journey that I had to take after that car accident. So I just wanted to make a little video and tell y'all about my experience and see if anyone's had similar experiences, or just see your thoughts on what I had to go through. So yeah, we're going to be talking about my car accident today. So me and my roommates get an apartment. We just signed the lease and started moving in. I think this was maybe 2 or 3 days before the fall semester was starting at my college. So I was about to start classes. I just got into a new apartment. I was in the process of moving stuff in. I actually was going back and forth from my parents' house to my apartment, just moving stuff in my car. I didn't feel like getting a U-Haul or anything like that because I didn't have that much stuff to move. So yeah, I just moved stuff in my car. And on the first day of my classes, I went to my classes, and then I went to my parents' house so that I could grab some more stuff, and I was about to head back to my apartment. And this is where the fun starts. So I'm leaving my house on my way back to my apartment, and I'm driving on a 1-lane road. There's 1 lane on both sides. So I'm in a long line of traffic because we were all stuck behind this like tractor trailer or something like that was going like 15 under the speed limit. So me and a few people get over once the lanes open up into double lanes. I'm one of the first people to get over. I think I was the first person to get over, and then other people started getting over behind me. So I get over in the left lane to start passing the cars in the right lane, and there's a car on the right side of the road at a stop sign trying to pass both lanes of traffic to get to the opposite side of the road. Now, they were at the stop sign. Did they stop? No. They tried to beat all the traffic out and turned in front of a bunch of oncoming traffic, including myself, and so I hit their truck. So this white pickup truck fails to yield at the stop sign and pulls out in front of oncoming traffic, and I was in the left lane. And since I was, I guess, increasing my speed, I was coming up to the speed limit because we were going 15 under, and I was just trying to do the speed limit, to be honest. I wasn't trying to, need for speed anything. I was just trying to get in front of the tractor. So, but yeah, so I was the first person to hit them. They didn't stop at the stop sign. They just pulled up and was like, I think I can make it, and pulled out. And they could not make it because I hit them. As soon as I hit the truck, I blacked out. I think it's because as soon as I hit the truck, my airbag deployed and it knocked me out. So I remember the impact. I remember the sound of the impact, and it was really loud. But after that, everything just went black. But yeah, there was nothing I could do to really prevent it because I was kind of stuck in the middle. If I had swerved to the right, there was people in the right lane, so I couldn't swerve that way. And if I swerved to the left, there was people in the left lane, oncoming traffic, so I couldn't swerve into oncoming traffic. So all I could do was just slam on my brakes and brace myself and hope for the best. But yeah, I slammed on my brakes. I clipped the back of their truck, so they like spun out kind of and ended up in a ditch. But I hit her head on, and so my airbag deployed and knocked me out, and I was blacked out for a little while. And I just remember waking up and like looking down at my hands, and there was blood all over my hands, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And I could see my airbag was out, and I looked up at my windshield and it was all cracked, and there was smoke coming from my hood, and it was very scary. So since I saw the smoke coming from my hood, I was like, I need to get out of here. I'm pretty sure my car is going to blow up. So yeah, I'm looking down at my hands. My hands are bleeding. My arm is hurting. My neck and back is hurting. My face felt super numb. Like my face, it felt fuzzy. Like I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like I had been hit in the head with a baseball bat. Like, and my head was just like, and I didn't know why. I assumed it was just because I got hit by the airbag, but little did I know the airbag did a lot of damage. Not only to my hand, but to my face. So yeah, my head is all fladoodled up. It's not my brain, no. So I keep blacking in and out, and all I can think is get out of the car because I see smoke coming from my hood. But I couldn't open my car door because I was stuck in there. So I end up blacking out and for a long time because I don't know how they got me out the car. I know they had to use the jaws of life, but I don't remember any of it. I was knocked out for that whole thing. I was knocked out for the ambulance. I don't remember an ambulance even coming. I don't remember getting in the ambulance. All I remember is looking and seeing that I was hurt and that I had just been in an accident. And I remember a man had got out of his car to help me. And the man actually lived in the same neighborhood as me. So he actually, I guess we had left around the same time. And he was behind me. And he knew my car from the neighborhood. So he got out. He was actually a retired fireman. So he got out and helped me. And he told me not to move because I was trying to move and get out. And he told me not to move. And I gave him a phone number to call so he could call my dad, and he called 911 for me. Like, I was blacking in and out as he was trying to get this information from me, but he was a very, very nice man. Like, one of the only people that actually stopped to help me. The girl that I hit, she also got out of her truck to come check on me because she was able. She was not injured like I was. So she was able to get out of her truck and she came over, and I don't know what she looks like because I was blacking in and out, but I do remember hearing a voice say, "I thought I had enough time to make it." And I was, in my head, I was like, well, clearly you didn't. But I couldn't even talk. I was just like I couldn't stay awake. My head had been hit so hard by my airbag. I might have even hit my steering wheel. I don't know, but my head was hit very hard. It was a very hard impact from the airbag. And that's where majority of my problems came from, was from the airbag hitting me. Because, yeah, I have a cut on my hand. I have a scar on my hand. And I had burn marks on my forearm. But that didn't compare to what happened to my face. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. I had a neck brace on. I wake up to them cutting my shirt off, which It was one of my favorite shirts. I'm still mad to this day about it. I was like, wait, can we like take this off another way? But no, they're like, we need to cut off your everything. So they cut my favorite shirt. But yeah, that's when I was able to be conscious and awake, was at the hospital. And I remember seeing my dad and telling him, I'm so sorry, it wasn't my fault. And I was just apologizing because I didn't want him to think that I was like texting and driving or speeding or anything like that, because I really wasn't. I was driving normal and somebody just pulled out in front of me and I hit them. So yeah, I was very apologetic to my dad, and he was just concerned about me, trying to see if I was okay, and I'm concerned about being in trouble for getting in a car accident. When I finally get to a state where I can get up and walk slowly, I needed to go to the restroom, so I got up and went to the restroom, and this is when I saw myself for the first time and saw how my face looked. And I've got to say, I've never been more surprised to see myself in my life than at that moment. I had a chipped tooth. The airbag hit me so hard that it chipped my tooth. I had burn marks all on the side of my face. My eye was bruised, and my whole face was swollen. I looked like a whole nother person. I couldn't even recognize myself. It was really sad. That in just a split second, I went from looking my normal self to this. You know what I mean? So it was very shocking for me to see myself in the bathroom mirror for the first time. As much as I wanted to cry, I didn't cry. I don't know why, but I was just like, I don't think it like really hit me that, hey, I was just in a really bad car accident and this is how I look now. I don't think it really like hit me until the next day when I woke up. But yeah, so at the hospital, they ran tests on me, did a MRI or CAT scan on my brain or whatever, and they said I didn't have a concussion. They said I was good to go, but I would definitely need to follow up with more doctors about my teeth situation and all that. So yeah, they stitched my hand up because I had a piece of glass stuck in my hand. They gave me some burn cream because I had burns. So my car was old, and there's talcum powder in airbags in older cars, and they don't really use talcum powder in airbags now because it burns you. So that's where I got the burns from. So I had burns on my face, and I had burns on my arm right here. And so they gave me like burn cream for that, and oof, that hurt so bad, wrapping my arm up with the burn cream. Like, oh gosh, my arm looked so horrible and it hurts so bad. But yeah, other than that, they said I was good to go because it didn't appear that I had a concussion. So they were like, there's nothing we can really do. Your neck's not broken, your back's not broken, your bones are fine, your brain's okay. So yeah, just heal. Is basically what I got. So I get to go home. I had to be out of school for 2 weeks because remember, this happened on the very first day of classes starting. So I was out for the next 2 weeks, and when I came back, everybody was very like sympathetic and like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And they were helpful when I needed help with any work or anything like that. No one treated me badly or anything. But yeah, so I went back to school. My tooth was still chipped. I still had burn marks all over my face. I looked very beat up, but for a very long time. it took months. Like when I say months, I mean like almost a year for my burn marks and everything to go away. So that first semester where the car accident happened, that one was good, but the second semester I had new teachers or new professors, I had new classmates, and they didn't know what had happened to me the previous semester, so they all looked at me crazy. Like I got questions about if I was being abused. People thought that I was in a domestically violent relationship and stuff like that. Like even one of my professors thought that I was in a domestic violence situation. I was like, "No, sir." And it was so much. People were looking at me like they didn't even know me. Like even people that were my friends before the accident, they would pass by me like they didn't even know me because my appearance had changed. And that's probably what hurt the most, was that because my appearance changed, people started treating me differently. And I remember that really messed with my confidence and my depression, my self esteem, all that, my anxiety, all that. Like, I actually ended up getting agoraphobia. I had fear of leaving my house. I wouldn't leave my apartment. And for almost 2 months, I just stayed in my room. It was really bad. Like, my depression got really bad because the whole process with my teeth, it was going to take a couple of years to get my teeth back to what they looked like prior, because my whole jaw like had shifted, like everything had realigned differently, so there was a lot that had to be done to my teeth. But yeah, so people treated me very differently, and it hurt my feelings or whatever, made me sad, but that was a very dark time in my life, trying to deal with the aftermath of my car accident and how I looked after that. So for about a year, I had my chipped tooth, and then it was finally time for me to get braces so that my jaw could realign and reshift my teeth. So I got braces, and I had to have those for like 3 years. Oh my gosh. I mean, the brace phase wasn't as bad as the chipped tooth phase. Not nearly as bad, because I had way more confidence when I had braces. I mean, I still wasn't as confident as before my accident, but I was way more confident than when I had my chipped tooth, if that makes sense. So I didn't like my braces. I didn't love them, but I looked more normal because they filled in my chipped tooth when I had to get the braces. So I looked more normal, and I had more confidence and more self-esteem because of that. But yeah, the chipped tooth phase was very rough for me because of how people treated me, because everybody knew what I looked like before, so everyone thought that I had something weird going on and just did not want to talk to me, and it was just so weird. And that didn't change until I got my braces. After having my braces for about 3 years, I finally got them taken off, and this is the final product. So it took me about four years to get through that, so it was a journey. My burn marks cleared up after about a year or so. Like a little over a year is when my burn marks cleared up. On my arm, you can still see like a scar and like a little burn mark on my arm, and I still have this scar from when they did the stitches on my hand. But other than that, that's the only things that I still have from the car accident. I finally have my teeth situation fixed, so that was the main part of my accident that had me in a chokehold. But yeah, so that is the story of my car accident. I know a lot of you know that I was in an accident, but no one really knew the specifics. So I just wanted to explain what happened to you guys so that you know what I've been dealing with over the years, that it wasn't just a, oh, she just got in a little car accident type thing. It was something that affected me for years. So I'm finally doing better, and it's finally starting to be put in the past and put behind me so I can move on. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I will be back with another story time next week, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.